Just off the shores of Lake Erie, we are at First Energy Stadium in a city aptly named after its founder, Moses Cleveland, way back in 1796. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the New York Giants and the Cleveland Browns. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line.
Here we go. Great. Hey.
On the ground, this is Derrick Henry. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, it's nothing but room to run.
Flushed out right. And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack. Telvin Smith in there to drop him for a loss on the play. 3 and out, a real danger here on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 12. Newton to throw. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? It creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They go play action here on 1st down. And his first pass here is going to fall incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. A second down throw for Prescott. He's got the hook up to Odell Beckham. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. They give him 17 yards that time, as that'll move the chains. Prescott on 1st down. And this will be incomplete.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, helped force the incompletion.
Yeah, but had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
46. 47.
Now a carry for the shifty Dion Lewis. And this time he's going backwards. So after the no gain on the last attempt, here they get him behind the line. Third and 11. And some extra depth in the secondary here. They're in the dime. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. He gets it to Brown, complete. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. It's his first catch, and it'll be good for 15 at a 1st down.
Switch it, hey.
A first down throw for Prescott. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
I think we'll see more of them trying to get him the football out of the backfield. They love what he can do in open space, and they believe that he creates mismatches they can exploit.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down.
Here you go, 46. Here you go. Switch. Switch it, hey. 26.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down. Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on third down. Now Prescott. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
We've watched this a long time, and I still don't believe we get it. Third and long, why are you calling play action?
Because they're not going to bite defensively, right?
No, not at all. I did have a coach explain to me years ago that for some teams, that's how they have to deal with pass protection and their line blocking. But to me, it seems silly.
Yeah, well, they're silly, and it leads to a play-action sack. So on fourth down, here's Brad Nortman on to punt it away. Back to return it, Christian McCaffrey. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. The Browns offense trotting back onto the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, we saw them there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Cam fighting. He lost the football. It's out. But I think a Brown was able to recover, and they'll indeed hold on to the ball here. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. Flush to his right. He completes it to Bryant. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. That goes for a gain of 31.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route. Drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Just like that, out of danger and up past the 40 now for 1st and 10. Now Newton on first down. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Telvin Smith. And his guys are going to take over at their own 48-yard line.
Yeah, he's just trying to throw this ball into the hole in the zone, but those windows can open and close quickly, especially in the middle of the field. So if the timing's not right, we'll see interceptions like that one right there.
They'll start things on first down with Dion Lewis. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And he's going to take this across the 50 into Browns territory. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
A 2nd down throw for Prescott. Over the middle to Beckham. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll run it now out of the gun. Might have gotten this one down to the 28, and that's all. It was Jason Pierre-Paul who was able to get him down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep two hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. They got to get to the 20 to keep the drive alive on third down. Here's Prescott. He finds Beckham complete. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
46.
They come out here in the eye. They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he is in. Touchdown, Giants. A great play there. His second touchdown on the season. And the Giants are going to take a first quarter lead. Point after by Lambeau, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. Here's Lambeau out to kick this one away. Now the Browns offense, they get ready to head back onto the field. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right?
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Telvin Smith.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
I saw Von Miller in college at Texas A&M, and all I kept hearing about was his speed off the edge to the quarterback. But what impressed me, his balance and his ability to take on blocks and be a force in the run game, as we just saw there.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Prescott to throw it. His throw caught at about the 5. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. Oh, how about this on first and goal? And he takes it into the end zone for a Giant TD. In for the score. And the Giants are able to grow their lead.
Great field position has to be one of the best friends an offense can have. When you don't have very far to go, you should cash it in with points.
Extra point tacked on by Lambeau. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post, because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Browns offense back onto the field. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. And just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
I'd say it's pretty good strategy. If you throw interceptions on back-to-back drives, let's see if the running backs can handle the ball a little bit, get things going. And also, you motivate your offensive line. I think they're in the mood to fire out and hit someone.
I thought the defense, though, might be a little more prepared for that run. Pretty good gain on the ground. Give them 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off.
Back with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. The Browns with a football to begin quarter number 2, and they've got it here with a first down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Hey.
A first down carry for Henry. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. So a loss of 5, and it'll be 2nd down.
We just saw another example of how the defense is winning this game. Really at the point of attack, the offensive line is just getting pushed around. I think now as a play caller, you got to give them a little bit of help. Maybe keep your tight ends a little bit more. Maybe the running backs help you a little bit with the pass blocking. But you've got to help them get some confidence because you can't abandon the play calling right now. One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half, maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Being chased out left. And he couldn't hang on. Almost an interception there defensively. Instead, it brings up 4th.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
And now out come the Giants. They are clicking on all cylinders. They seem to be just scoring at will right now, and that's why they've opened up this big lead.
You know, we always talk about getting into the zone, and all athletes are seeking that, aren't they? Where everything is working for them, every move they make works, it clicks, and they are on point right now.
Yeah, they are in that zone that you're talking about. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he's going to take this up past the 10 to about the 11. Foyesade Oluwakan made the tackle there from his safety position.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the 2nd level.
The Giants on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Throwing, Prescott. Steps away to his left. He can run for it, and he will. And able to get this one out just shy of the 25 at the 24. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run.
46. Here we go, get that, let's go, get out. Here we go, 47, 26.
Now they try the right side here. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stop that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Here we go, 46. 26.
They'll try to throw now. Prescott looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Burton. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. Accelerating, and off he goes. Yeah, he's got this to the 30 before being taken down. A gain of 39 that time.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. Had a little arc on it. He's got to find a way to get his head around and make the play on the football.
And they'll run it here. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
Well, that one was over before it could get rolling. How about the D just knifing into the backfield and shutting that one down?
A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's second and 12. Prescott now on second down. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. Prescott off play action. Steps away. He's got his man on the crossing route. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he'll be stopped up after only a couple of yards as he gets it down to the 5.
That run didn't get very far, and I think when you're looking at his dimensions, he's a little bit on the smaller side. He's counting on the big guys up front to escort him in, and they couldn't create any kind of space for him, could they?
Yeah, didn't get the push they needed. Brown, the lone receiver, left. Now Prescott, and it's caught, and he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Only 3 yards there on the completion. That'll lead to a third and goal.
And the big guy catches the ball out of the backfield, and oftentimes it's quite a surprise to the guys playing defense because not ordinarily thought as a pass catcher, it often works when they decide to dial it up.
Oh, how about this call down near the goal line? And he is in. Touchdown, New York. Odell Beckham, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Giants add on to their lead.
That score was not a game clincher by any stretch of the imagination, but the other team now has to be careful to not let this game begin to slip away.
Point after by Lambeau, up and good. And it's now 21-0. Here's Lambeau out to kick this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he is out of bounds as they'll start up past the 30. And the Browns getting set to go. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
2 minutes to go here in the first half. More from Cleveland after this. On second down, here's Newton. Incomplete. Dez Bryant, the intended receiver. And it's third down.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front.
Cam fighting. He lost the football. It's out. And who's got it? The Giants.
When I see a play like that, I come back to risk reward. I don't know about you, but is it worth it at that point, whatever you're going to pick up, to either take the hit And in this case, lose the football.
So should have gone down. I mean, hindsight's always 20/20, but that's the safe play.
You're exactly right. Hindsight's really never wrong, is it? Because you can analyze it, but I think ultimately you got to look at it as a first option, taking care of the ball, getting what you can, and that's it. Don't worry about it anymore.
Now a handoff looking right. And he's going to be brought down at about the 33-yard line. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
2nd down, Prescott. Over the middle, it's complete. 15 yards through the air and a 1st down. So in the 2nd quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So he got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound effect on this game.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. And now a timeout called defensively by the Browns, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Prescott from the gun. And he's got his man. Beckham. Touchdown, Giants. Odell Beckham, his 10th touchdown of the season, 2nd of the game. And the Giants are able to grow their lead. Extra point tacked on by Lambeau. And the rout is on here in this first half. Here's Lambeau out to kick this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. And now the Browns coming out on the field. Typically down in the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive. But they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, normally, you know me. I mean, you've been around me for a while now, right?
Unfortunately.
I'm sorry about that. But normally, I'm the one preaching patience.
Yeah.
You know, take your time. First half, you still got a chance. I think they're out of patience here. This has to be a drive that gets a touchdown. So if you're the play caller, you're going to that portion of the sheet that says big-time plays, specials, anything you can use to get yourself back into it.
Here's Newton. He'll drop it off to McCaffrey. It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and that'll make it 3rd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They've become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
The Browns on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This time it's 3rd and 3. Out of the gun, Newton. And he finds a man. It's McCaffrey. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. Now a first down throw for Newton. Over the middle, that's complete to McCaffrey. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. Newton now 5 out of 10, 50% throwing it. Not so hot, but he does have a first down. To throw is Newton. And he'll dump this off to his running back, McCaffrey. And offensively, they'll take the timeout with 6 seconds left in the 2nd quarter. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Again, Newton. And look at this. Cam Newton intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by T.J. McDonald. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line. There you have it. Halftime quickly over. 3rd quarter, here we go. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And here comes the Giants offense back out onto the field. And last time out, another touchdown. I think there may be some empty seats around here by the time the fourth quarter comes around.
Yeah, I have to agree with you because this one's just about decided. But you know who benefits from all those empty seats? You and me, trying to get to the airport.
That's
the road
true.
to be fairly clear
that is
by the time
one
we have to
positive.
leave the booth.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31.
46.
Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. And he almost intercepted it. They haven't picked a ball off yet. That probably should have been their first. And it's 3rd down now. The Giants on 3rd down. They've been excellent. 6 for 7. This is 3rd and 4.
Here we go, 46. 26. 26.
Prescott down. And bringing it in right side here, Beckham. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. And they pick up 25 as they convert on 3rd.
Here we go, 46. 46. Here we go, 46. Under. 26.
Here's Prescott. Forced out to his left. And avoids the contact by sliding. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
26.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
46. 26.
Prescott on 1st down. Dancing to his left. And he slides to avoid the hit. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
Twenty-six.
They run a draw here on 2nd down. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he stopped behind the line of scrimmage.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Good. Here we go, get that. Let's go, get out, get out. Here we go, 46. Good. 26.
On play action, Prescott. He gets it to Brown, complete. And they move this all the way down to the 9. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
2nd and goal from inside the 5. He'll get it up the middle. And he'll be stopped about a yard shy of the goal line after a pickup of about 3.
3rd quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out. But a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Well, they've been so good on 3rd down all day long. Can they convert another here on 3rd and goal? And he is in. Touchdown, Giants. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Giants just continue to pour it on. point after by Lambeau, up and good. And that will extend this big lead. Here's Lambeau out to kick this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Here's the Browns now. They get set for their first possession of the third quarter. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half two.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
They'll run it again with Henry. And he will fight his way forward to about the 23-yard line. Just a yard there, so it brings up a tough 3rd and 12.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Throwing on 3rd down, Newton. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. Another drive comes and goes. Still nothing on the scoreboard.
Yeah, and when the second half comes, you know, it's real easy to get discouraged and wonder if you're ever going to get things started. But you just got to fight through it. Got to keep pounding away.
Now look at this. 4th and 12, and they're going to line up to go for it. They will go for it. Now Newton. Caught on the right side by Jones. A surprising move to go for it, and predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And the Giants are going to take over in great field position. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
46.
On 1st and 10, Prescott. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown. John Brown, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Giants have got it on cruise control. Extra point tacked on by Lambeau. And the lead will swell by 1 more. Here's Lambeau out to kick this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. Heading out as the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. Up at the 29 now, they'll head to the line, 2nd and a yard. They keep it on the ground. This time it's Henry. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there, but it's enough to give them a new set of downs. Nothing in that first half, nothing on the last drive, but they're moving now with a 1st and 10. They keep it with Henry on 1st down. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. They'll try the air now with Newton. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And out across midfield down to the 45. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn, it's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Another run, this time McCaffrey. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 3.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. A great play there. 37 yards. And the Browns are able to eat in just a bit to this sizable deficit. Gonzalez now to kick this one away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. The Giants offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. They've really distanced themselves. They have put the pedal to the metal, I guess, so to speak.
So definitely have them in the rearview mirror, don't they? I mean, you're exactly right. Being able to string together these drives that end up in points, it's almost like a run in basketball to create that distance, and they're on a really big-time one right now.
It becomes contagious, doesn't it?
It absolutely does, because oftentimes it translates to your defense as well, because they're excited about getting the ball back for their offense that's playing so well.
Well, they are clicking right now. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. Wide open receiver complete. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there?
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. So he got free of one tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. The corner, Perry Nickerson, had the tackle.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
A 2nd down throw for Prescott. Dumps it off to Lewis. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. 6 yards on the pickup, and it'll be 3rd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
The Giants on 3rd down, as close to automatic as you can get. 9 out of 10. Here it's 3rd and 3. Here's Prescott. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. That one good for 15 and a first.
Let's give a little credit there. The offensive play caller sensed that the screen pass was available. Whenever you're getting a lot of heavy pressure towards your quarterback, that's when you're thinking about running the screen and using that pressure against the defense. It worked very well there for a first down.
And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage. The All-Pro Von Miller there on the tackle. Prescott now on 2nd down. Buying time to his left. And he'll avoid the tackle there with a slide. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down. Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5.
Here we go, 46, 26.
Looking to throw. Prescott. This will be caught at about the 6. And he will take it on in for a giant touchdown. 3 touchdown passes now for Dak Prescott. And the Giants just continue to pour it on. Point after by Lambeau, up and good. And that will extend this big lead. Here's Lambeau out to kick this one away. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Great way to start the drive. 20 big ones and a first down.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Stephon Tuitt, the former Notre Dame man. In there to drop him for a 4-yard loss, and it'll be 4th down. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. And the Giants ready to come out now. We've got a lopsided game here. I don't know, Charles, what does the handbook say that we discuss when we've got a game like this in the 4th quarter?
Hold on a second. Let me thumb to the proper page on that. Know what it says?
What?
Let's discuss how we got here. This is a dominant performance, where they took control of this game, how they've managed to keep control of this game, and then we go ahead and think about how we're going to leave here and get to the airport. In a lopsided blowout, the roads are usually open.
And they'll go on the ground. And he'll push forward for about 4 up to the 23.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Now Prescott. Man open left side is Brown. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. And a nice gain at 21 yards. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
We got 3. We're going 47, 47, 46.
Now a first carry for their fullback. And he'll be tackled right on the midfield logo. Justin Reed, the safety, made the tackle. This is where, fourth quarter, you got the lead, you give it to the big guy. Defensively kind of sucks the will out of them, doesn't it? Because they don't want to tackle him right now this late in the game.
But you say that with accusatory tones. I mean, but you're exactly right. I know it's not something we actually want to talk about, but as a defender, 4 quarters worth of trying to bring people down, 4 quarters worth of pounding, and now late in the game, here comes that big guy coming at you, and a lot of guys are wondering where they want to come up and make that tackle at this stage of the game.
And he's going to take this across the 50 into Browns territory. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to third down.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the play, as we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
Get out.
On third down, it's Riley. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. And now a timeout called defensively by the Browns, as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
Again, it's Henry. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And that's going to bring up a third down.
Gun.
Henry will get it. He's been busy today and not going to be able to push this forward. He runs into a wall right at the line of scrimmage. I know there may be temptation to go for it here in overtime, but you have to punt the football.
I like how emphatic you are about it, because I know the tendency is, as a player, let's go get this thing. You're actually telling your coach, come on, coach, we can get it. We have that play call. And the head coach has to remember, that play call likely isn't there. Punt the ball away. Punt it away. Be smart.
Trust your defense.
Trust them.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more